Good morning, teacher and classmates. In this occasion, we're going to talk about Arca Continental, Ecuador, and that is located in Quito, a very specific succursal, and it's rated one of the most successful companies in Latin America as the 50 in the world. And to start, it's going to continue my classmate, Camila.
Okay, the planning of Arca Continental is basically depends on all actors that are part of the change. For example, the use of application and technology means that allow any irregularity to be measured. For example, the use of advanced S&OP tool to improve the management and decision making process to balance demand and supply, align commercial, operational, and finance with business strategy. Also, network design, it reduce frame cost by optimizing our production network. And extended warehouse management software system that allow real-time knowledge of the inventory and storage of all materials necessary for the supply chain. Other is advanced planner and optimizer software used to balance supply and demand planning across your global supply chains, provide full chains insight and provides forecasting, planning, and optimization. Also, in GPS monitoring of vehicles, the regulation of distribution is carried out with an application that allow verify the route, location, and deliver of its distributors. The supply chain is suppliers and they obtain reported raw materials shipped in control and inspected freight units with high standards. The second is storage. The supplies are stored in large warehouses. The inventory is managed and they are transported to the production plants with the support of forklift operation and warehouse line. Third is production. The manufacturing plants use the materials, labor, and machinery available to make products that are sometimes requested from third parties. Four is logistic. The products are received by our logistics staff in the product houses to later be sent to the centers of distribution. Fifth is sales and distribution. The sales area collects customer order and requests to the logistics area the products that are loaded to the routes of distribution for the market. Subsequently, make delivered to market with staff aboard and deliver vehicle distribution. Six is customers. The customer receive a product according to his order, and seven is recycling or packing through different waste management products such as PET Star. In Mexico, we collect a percentage of the PET, glass, and aluminum containers that we send to the market. Then we reintroduce it as recycled material in our packing, thus closing the value chain.
Okay, now my friends, I'm gonna talk about the source. The source is one of the most important role on the supply chain, actually for Arca Continental. The source on a supply chain is the process that you have to take care about. In this process, you have to make sure that the order and the schedule for the goods are going to be on the proper time. You have to purchase orders for the incoming deliveries. You have to receive the orders and deliveries. And also you have to manage the transport and the storage, how you're gonna be located on the warehouse, how are going to be located on the markets or where are you trying to, you have to focus on where you want to send the product, and also you have to deal with the suppliers' invoices. Can you change the next one, please? All right, and now I'm gonna talk about the make. It's also a very important part of the supply chain. I could say that the source and the make are the most important on the supply chain. The production, you have to make sure that the production, quality control, packing, and demand are very clear. Also, you have to planning of products that have to be ready to go to the market. For example, in the case of Arca Continental, Arca has to manage proper production to cover the demand. Also, they have to have a meticulous quality control. You know, Arca Continental is the biggest company of the, gaseosa. And you have to make sure that the quality control is not better. It has to be the most better that you could make, because there are a lot of clients that it's going to be buying your product. The most important, you have to truly need to be prepared to satisfy the market. And that's all for the source and the make. Now it's going to talk about my classmate.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the deliver. First of all, Arca Continental delivery processes are well ordered in order to grant the final customer a well-customized service. To do that, they follow these steps. First of all, we start in the stage of trench authorization, where it all begins with a controlled product, and it needs to be approved and delivered before it sends to the customers. In case the delivery is not approved, there is a corrective action, which means is a fail-safe that you need to follow in order to do the process all over again, and finally to authorize the work. The next step is the escalation, and escalation means the transport in the delivery process. And first of all, they need to coordinate and monitor the process, which means that the delivery process is constantly monitoring from the time they came out and the time they'll deliver to the final client. And after that, we need to update and communicate the information to the company itself and the customer itself in order to position the mark. Well, the final step in the delivery process is the accept a completed work, which means that the customer itself and the company had a firm contract, and they begin the boundary process, which means that they have to constantly give information to the customer in order to buy more from the company. That will be it.
There too. Arca Ecuador is mostly vertically, since it is in charge of training up a part of suppliers. For example, it helps micro companies so that they can develop their business while it develops larger companies quarterly, each plan so that they can improve that. It has great control over its main allies and partners so that internal returns are made in the same control network of the company and are verified in the best possible way, avoiding a large number of errors. In the case of external return, when the customers detects a defect, product in poor condition, you can kill 100,000 Coca-Cola to generate a ticket number that will be resolved within 48 hours. And depending on the problem, it will be visited by employers. Even the CEO can resolve it. The producer is to arrive at the place, inquire, and chase the product to the client. The company cares a lot about its customer service.
And finally, the neighbor process in Arca Continental is present throughout the supply chain and is responsible for its proper function, such as purchase of raw materials, the control of the qualities of the components of the products and manufacturing, sales projections, the packing and packaging process, selects of mode and means of transport, quality controls, coordination of departments of the company, and front of distribution of products, and identification of the location of products in the warehouses until the product reaches the final customer, fulfilling each of their expectations. Thank you. Next, we are going to present the interview with a person in charge of Arca Continental.